On this week's episode of Inside Iowa, learn how the University of Iowa is partnering with NASA to predict rainfall and flooding.
See how one University of Iowa alum is helping entrepreneurs get started.
Take a look at all of the benefits of the Study Abroad program.
Learn how to make a roasted squash salad from UI Healthcare Executive Chef.
Get the recipe for some pumpkin bars for your next tailgate.
And let's take a look back at Freshman Move-In Day.
Inside Iowa starts now.
Hey everyone, welcome to Inside Iowa, your one-stop shop to stay in touch with all things Iowa. From students to alumni to what's happening on and around campus, I'm Lauren Moss.
And I'm Eric Dawn. Each week we'll catch you up on the stories that are happening around the university and how Iowa is making an impact on the students, community, and the state.
First up, the University of Iowa is heading a campaign focused on predicting rainfall and flooding.
It's called Iowa Flood Studies, and experts are collaborating with other researchers, including NASA, to collect precipitation data from gauges, radars, and satellites.
The studies support NASA's 2014 Global Precipitation Measurement Project, which aims to raise the bar by collecting global precipitation measurements from space.
Let's take a look at how the University of Iowa is contributing to this groundbreaking research.
We've been associated with the University of Iowa for almost 2 decades with the Tropical Rainfall Measuring Mission. It was a satellite that launched in 1997. It was supposed to be a 3-year mission. It's still there now, so it's a really wonderful mission. And then we're on to the follow-on, which is the Global Precipitation Measurement Mission. And we're still working with Dr. Vitek Krajewski at the University of Iowa.
NASA is planning a satellite mission called Global Precipitation Measurement. It is an international mission involving actually several satellites that will be flying in space around the Earth, and together providing data to map precipitation worldwide.
We brought our flagship radar, which is called NPOL. It's a state-of-the-art weather radar, which will allow us to do high-quality rain mapping, precipitation. The main goal here is to try to provide a more physical description of what we see in the atmosphere. So when the satellite comes across and they're trying to use physical algorithms from space, that we can kind of validate in a physical means rather than what's been done in the past, which is a more kind of statistical comparing my measurement versus their measurement. Now we're actually looking at the physics of precipitation to help them build their algorithms in a more robust way.
With the creation of the Iowa Flood Center following the flood of 2008, we have developed a very good research infrastructure here in eastern Iowa. So the appealing factors for them was that we were in a position to provide a very good support and contribute our own observational assets, but we also have floods here in Iowa. And the way this is relevant is because this GPM mission is not to serve just rainfall data collection for its own purposes, but to help with applications, different water resources applications, and many of those have to do with the prediction of rainfall-induced natural hazards. So of course, floods, come to mind right away, but floods and landslides, those are the key ones. And again, with the data from the mission, they will be able to do this worldwide.
So what we're actually doing is we're trying to simulate what this GPM satellite is going to see, because it's orbiting the Earth, and so it's looking down on Earth from the top of the atmosphere all the way down to the surface of the Earth. And so with the weather radar, we're measuring from above the cloud, above the raining cloud, all the way as close to the ground as we can with the radar. So that will be used to simulate what the satellite's seeing within the cloud. But then now actually at the ground, and what's occurring at the ground is where these rain gauge and the astrometers come in. So they will give us ground truth of what's occurring. So we take this data, this rain gauge and distrometer data set, and combine it with this radar data set from INPOL and also the National Weather Service radars, and we reconstruct what the satellite would actually see. So then we can determine with a high degree of accuracy how much rainfall this satellite would see, given these certain conditions that have been observed. So the purpose of doing that, and one of the purposes of this studies, is actually to improve the hydrologic prediction, meaning improve the way that we measure rainfall more. We want to measure it more accurately over much larger areas of the globe that don't have, say, rain gauges and distrometers, and also not only the measurement technique, but also the techniques that are used to forecast where that water, when it falls on the ground, where it's going to go, and then where it's actually going to flood. And so it'll help better warn the citizens who are maybe in the area, the flood-prone areas.
When we return, we'll see how one Iowa alum started a company for entrepreneurs.
And learn about University of Iowa study abroad programs. We'll be right back.
You're going to have a 3D card.
Why are you taking a tissue?
So the key thing here is that
The Hawkeyes are rising. The Big Ten season has officially begun for the Iowa men's basketball team. The Hawkeyes will be heating things up on the court once again this Big Ten season, and you can help get Carver rocking.
Here's going to break out and look out below. Contested, it's showtime.
For tickets, call 1-800-IA-HAWKS or visit HawkeyeSports.com.
Kick back and relax as Java Blend takes you from your home right into the Java House in downtown Iowa City. Experience local and national talent perform for a live audience, featuring musical groups from all over the country. Java Blend puts you in the front row of each performance. Java Blend is presented by Iowa Public Radio and the Hawkeye Network.
Welcome back. Andy Stoll is a University of Iowa alum who has founded a creative company called Seed Here Studio. His undergraduate degree is in film and business, but he came back to the John Papa John Entrepreneurial Center.
Just like JPEG, Seed Here works to help connect entrepreneurs to the resources they need to succeed, including classes, workspace, and mentors.
Andy Stoll, a University of Iowa alumni, has created a company called Seed Here Studio, which works to connect entrepreneurs to the resources they need to grow their business, like workspace, mentors, educational classes, and funding.
Seed Here Studio has the mission to cultivate the conditions and community that give entrepreneurs and creatives the best possible chance to thrive.
Andy has traveled all over the world and explored rich cultures, but he believes in Iowa's potential to become a place of economic growth.
Iowa is an emerging place, I think nationally, where entrepreneurs do succeed. I think traditionally people think Silicon Valley and New York and places such as that, and those are great places, and we're not saying we're trying to be better than those places, but why not here? Why not in the Midwest? The story of Seed Here Studio was that I was actually overseas for about 4 years. I'd actually taken a trip around the world, and I decided after living in 40 different countries that Iowa was the place where I wanted to be from.
Andy graduated from the John Papa John Entrepreneurial Center program in 2006, which works with students at the university who hope to one day start their own business.
I came to the University of Iowa for my undergraduate education and majored in film and business. And I ended up enrolling in the JPEG program actually after I graduated. And JPEG's a wonderful program because it cultivates the best students from across campus to come together in a space, actually multiple spaces, and in classes and in a community of people to bounce ideas off each other, to sharpen your skills, to trade knowledge, to network, to find co-founders and employees and people who can help you build your idea. And that opportunity is not available everywhere, so I hope people will really take advantage of that. The University of Iowa has one of the strongest entrepreneurial programs in the region, if not the country.
So, there you have it, straight from the entrepreneur's mouth. Iowa is the next big thing, and the University of Iowa's JPEG program is making that happen.
The University of Iowa's Study Abroad program has seen growth in the number of students signing up.
When students study abroad, they are continually learning outside of the classroom, whether it's practicing language skills or adapting to a different culture.
Students at the University of Iowa have really a wonderful opportunity to do study abroad. International programs has a huge array of opportunities for students to go almost anywhere in the world to attend sister universities to get international experience and credit for their degrees here at the University of Iowa. The University of Iowa has wonderful language programs, but most of the learning happens in a classroom with 20 or 30 other students. There's nothing like going to a market in China or in Vietnam or in Madagascar and having to use the language to get along in the day, and that's a wonderful way to learn language.
在中国，我中文提高了很多很多. In China, my class was all Chinese, and if we wrote any English, she would not give us any credit whatsoever. So I had to write Chinese characters, so I had to learn what everything meant really well.
I learned a lot of stuff hands-on. That's where I think I gained the most. I was able to do research alongside a graduate student, and it was very similar to the research that I do here at Iowa, but I was able to really compare and contrast the differences. And I learned that it's a lot easier to get participants in China. And I was also able to shadow doctors in mental institutes and even counsel patients with schizophrenia, major depression, bipolar disorder and such. So that was a really great learning experience for myself.
What study abroad does for students is manyfold. Students experience a lot of personal growth. They certainly are more confident in themselves when they come back from an abroad experience. They're certainly more flexible, better able to deal with ambiguity, and we think that really brings a lot of rewards in their future life.
I thought it was a great experience, and I really encourage every undergraduate student to take part in studying abroad if they can. There's this Chinese saying, it goes, 读万卷书行万里路. So basically, like, you can learn so much when you travel.
After the break, learn how to make a roasted squash salad from the executive chef at UI Healthcare.
That sounds good. Inside Iowa, we'll be right back.
Hey Hawkeye fans, don't miss the action on MediaCom Court at Carver Hawkeye Arena this fall with an exciting season of Iowa Hawkeye Volleyball. For only $30, you get 2 season tickets, 2 Iowa Volleyball t-shirts, weekly emails, and much more. Seniors Nikki Daly, Rachel Bedell, and Bethany Yeager want to see you at Carver Hawkeye Arena this season. To order, call 1-800-IA-HAWKS or visit HawkeyeSports.com. We'll see you at Carver Hawkeye Arena this fall. Go Hawks!
For more than 100 years, the University of Iowa community has been waking up to the Daily Iowan. Today, it's the largest newsroom in eastern Iowa, and now you can see the news every night on Daily Iowan TV. DITV, your news, sports, and weather source for the University of Iowa, and is produced by University of Iowa students and presented by the Hawkeye Network.
Did you know that the University of Iowa Hospitals and Clinics has an executive chef? He goes by Chef Hib.
That's right. Check out this next video to learn how to make a roasted squash salad with summer squash, zucchini, and a few other healthy and tasty ingredients.
Hi, I'm Hilbert Stoke Jr., Executive Chef, University of Iowa Hospitals and Clinics Food Nutrition Services. The recipe we're doing today is a roasted summer squash salad. For this recipe, we have some zucchini and some yellow squash. And to prep it, all we do is take off the root end and the stem end, cut it in lengthwise, and we're cutting these into 8s, so each of those halves you're going to cut into 4s. Place that here. So that's the yellow squash. And now the zucchini. When you're cutting round vegetables or cylindrical vegetables, it always helps to cut it in half. It stabilizes it. Then you can go ahead and process it further. Same thing can be done with carrots. That way these things aren't rolling on you. So this recipe is a roasted zucchini salad. So we add a little bit of garlic, a little bit of salt, some olive oil, a little bit of balsamic. That's balsamic vinegar. So we just toss that around a little bit, coat it nice and evenly. And at this point, we'll go ahead and stick this in the oven at 450 for 6 to 8 minutes or until it's tender. And thankfully, Jerry's here. We have some roasted. To plate this, once it comes out of the oven, that residual heat, you want to use it to go ahead and wilt some fresh basil leaves in there. And then we have some sun-dried tomatoes that we rehydrated that we'll go ahead and add to that as well. We'll toss that a little bit. So to plate this, just kind of let it drape naturally, you know, give it some height and twist it up a little bit. Maybe alternate the colors. Add the sun-dried tomatoes and basil that are on there. And then we can go ahead and, if you care to, just to kind of make it a little bit prettier, drizzle some balsamic on the plate and a little bit of that extra virgin olive oil. And that'll bring your plate together. Roasted summer squash salad can be served as a salad on its own, or you can use it as a side dish any time of the year. Enjoy.
The yellow squash and zucchini featured in this recipe are both types of summer squash. Although they may be available year-round, they are at their peak freshness and nutrient content during the summer months of May through August. Summer squash are more than 95% water, making them a low-calorie, low-sodium, and fat-free addition to any recipe. To get the most nutrients out of summer squash, they should not be peeled prior to use in this recipe. When eaten with the skin, they are a good source of vitamin C and have plenty of antioxidants that may help reduce your risk for heart disease. At UI Healthcare, we believe food can be both healthy and delicious.
All right, now I think I'm getting pretty hungry.
Don't worry, you'll have a couple of recipes before we finish here. After the break, we'll see how to make pumpkin bars with our tailgating segment, Kinnick's Kitchen.
And we're going to wrap up this season and this semester by looking back at Freshman Move-In Day.
More Inside Iowa after these messages.
Show your Iowa pride, the Iowa Hawk Shop, where Iowa shops. The ultimate collection of Iowa Hawkeye merchandise, gifts, and apparel. Help support the University of Iowa. All proceeds benefit men's and women's athletic teams and student programs. The Iowa Hawk Shop, where Iowa shops. Show your Iowa pride. Call 1-800-HAWK-SHOP or visit www.hawkshop.com.
The Hawkeye wrestling team is ready for the 2013-2014 season. How about you? Get ready by purchasing your season tickets today. For only $85, the Hawkeyes host wrestling powerhouses Oklahoma State and Minnesota at Carver Hawkeye Arena this season. And Tony Ramos, Derek St. John, and Bobby Telford want to see you there for another electrifying season of Hawkeye wrestling. To purchase your tickets, call 1-800-IA-HAWKS or visit HawkeyeSports.com for more information.
Welcome back. For the holiday season, pumpkin is a great flavor that seems to pop up everywhere. Gianna is a Hawkeye fan from Morton, Illinois, the pumpkin capital of the nation.
In this segment of Kinnick's Kitchen, see how she bakes her famous pumpkin bars, all for tailgating.
Hello, my name is Devin Hubman. I'm here with Jana today. She grew up in Morton, Illinois, which just so happens to be the pumpkin capital of the U.S., and she made us some wonderful pumpkin bars today. Would you like to tell us a little bit about them?
Sure. Well, I only use Libby's pumpkin because that's my hometown where Libby's pumpkin is canned. And basically it's just a simple cake, and it has a delicious homemade cream cheese frosting, and it's kind of cake with a perk because you get the vitamins of fresh pumpkin, or canned pumpkin.
Okay, I'm gonna try some. It looks really good. That is awesome. That frosting is really good. You say you homemade your frosting too?
Yeah, you can't use the canned frosting. You really have to make it homemade.
That's awesome. And it's really got like, is there some cinnamon in it and stuff like that?
Cinnamon and nutmeg and what else is in there?
A lot of stuff, basically, you know?
Sorry. Yeah.
It's Hawkeyes, baby. It's Hawkeyes.
Okay, well, here we have some wonderful pumpkin cake, and go Hawks!
Go Hawks!
All right, now I'm really hungry. We better finish this up as soon as possible.
That won't be too hard, Lauren. Our season has come to a close, and we'd like to take a look back at the beginning of the semester from Move-In Day.
Many University of Iowa students moved in at the beginning of the semester, including a new batch of freshmen.
currently living in Burge. I'm from Council Bluffs, Iowa, and my major is biology. I actually met a friend at orientation, and I'm excited that we have plans to hang out tonight.
With countless freshmen moving into the dorms, it takes a staff of many volunteers to make the 2 move-in days run smoothly.
This is actually a lot better than...
There's one on the back side of Burge. Oh, all right, thank you.
Basically, we tell the parents where to park and where to move, and we help the students carry in all their stuff and just basically help them and welcome them to the University of Iowa.
Many volunteers were returning students who are able to offer new students tips based on their experiences at Iowa.
Really easy. It's really quick and easy to sign up, and then you just mark in when you want to work, and it's first come, first serve.
Yeah.
So.
This is going to be a problem every time. Can you help me?
On Iowa staff and family members also help to welcome and assist the students during this exciting transition.
Thanks for tuning in this season to see what's going on at the one and only University of Iowa.
If you miss us too much, you can check out our episodes on the web at the University of Iowa's YouTube page. Just search for Inside Iowa.
Now, it's been a great semester, and I learned a lot about how Iowa can make a difference in the community, the state, and beyond. For Inside Iowa, I'm Lauren Moss.
And I'm Eric Dawn.
See you next season.